All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. Want to thank one of my patrons by the name of Justin, who provided me with this article. This is an old article, and it's very interesting. If you're a Styx fan and you've been following this back and forth between like the JY, Tommy stuff and the Dennis stuff, and a lot of it centers around Kilroy and how Kilroy destroyed Styx, and the linebacker from the Chicago Bears, he just didn't get it, and just he used to like the band, but he's so open-minded, he just decided not to listen to anything else they ever did, and just stopped liking them. Yeah, I liked you guys up until Kilroy, but then my testosterone levels, they dropped so low that I couldn't listen anymore. Anyway, so this is an interesting article. There's nothing like triple platinum. And again, the guys in Styx are going to make the point, well, Kilroy was not a triple platinum. I think it was only single platinum. Might have been double. I can't remember, but it did sell over 1 million copies. But this is a group that had 4 triple platinum albums in a row. They're the only group to have done that to that point. Even if you weren't baffled, the point is that never in history did one act sell so many records but not receive the kind of... Styx was just Styx. People used to put an N. It was STYNX. I don't know why. It's just, again, because you had a diversity of styles. And this is what they talk about here. JY is the guy talking here. The fact that there are 3 songwriters, 5 very different personalities on stage, gives us a depth and a strength. A depth and a strength. That's JY. So again, JY is saying that having this diversity gives us strength. We can go from Tommy singing Too Much Time on My Hands, to Dennis singing Come Sail Away, to me singing Miss America. That's kind of unfortunate at the end there to have JY singing it all, but yeah, he sings. You have a shift of focus with every song that no one gets bored. The same goes for our albums. Ooh, diverse albums. We've had success with each musician's material, and it's brought in a wide range of fans, and has prevented people from tiring with what we do. So again, diversity is strength, different styles is strength. Dennis has said this recently in interviews. He said, hey, the bang your head against the wall format isn't what fans necessarily want. Fans know that Styx was about many different things. They had gotten acquainted with Babe, they were okay with Babe, and they were okay with Miss America. Now, you could say the people that like Miss America are more proggy and they're more like rock radio. As time goes on, some of those things tend to dissolve because as you get older, you learn to appreciate everything. You're not just listening. Now, there are people that listen to one form of music. I mean, I've been doing videos lately about country bands from the 1990s. The stuff that I didn't like grunge, so I started listening to country, and I was surprised at how good it was. Anyway, those shifts of focus will get you every time. In Styx's case, the diversity may have nullified the possibility of one sound or one personality emerging as the band's trademark, which is something they'll just have to live with. Well, they're not living with it anymore. They got rid of one of those personalities. Currently in contention for their 5th triple platinum album is Kilroy Was Here, a conceptual story about the last rocker in a rockless society. More than that, the LP represents an opportunity for Styx to make a statement. This is like a political statement. And for those of us who lived through this period of censorship, where the media, the government, everybody was saying, oh, there's backward masking going on here. There are satanic messages. I was there. I remember all of this stuff. Kilroy can be interpreted as a group of artists commenting on what they see around them, says James Young. Last year, the California legislature, along with some pressure groups, decided that there were rock songs with satanic messages when played backwards. Man, this is just, I remember this like it was almost yesterday. In our case, a song I wrote called Snowblind, which, by the way, is an anti-drug song. Snow. What is snow in the song? Well, you have to kind of listen to the song. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Anyway, Kilroy was meant to answer those charges, which are definitely false. So the band, as a united front, said, hey, these guys are coming at us. And this is smart from a PR standpoint. If they hit you, you hit back. You give something to your fans. You say, hey, we're not what they're saying we are, and censorship is bad, and technology, which again, Dennis DeYoung was prescient on both of those things. They all agreed that censorship was a problem, and Dennis was saying not only is censorship a problem, but technology, sort of unrestrained technology. And they go political here. In the last 20 years, it seemed like people were getting more rights, but since Reagan took office, things are regressing. So we absolutely identify with Kilroy. You can agree or disagree with a statement during the 1980s. I think people were a little obsessed with all of these conspiracies like, oh, these are satanic messages. And I'll say this, even if there were satanic messages on records, if two things, why do you play your records backwards, number one? And number two, are you going to listen to a record when you play it backwards and do what it says? Yeah, I know there are some mentally unstable people, but this is just dumb, all right? And this is what Styx was trying to rail against at the time. Musically, Kilroy stands as a form of risk-taking for Styx, not to mention being their most ambitious project to date. Holy crap, Batman! It's the most ambitious project to date. Dennis had the idea for the concept. He envisioned a stage production. Stylistically speaking, we kept one foot planted where we've always been, but inched out with another one. So I thought this was this incredible departure from the norm, and your friends in the Chicago Bears, they couldn't come to grips with this new Styx, and they lost, or at least their testosterone levels began to plummet. Mr. Roboto is obviously a diversionary tactic for us. With Japanese lyrics and a techno-rock feel to the tune. So it almost sounds like JY is almost saying Roboto is kind of a cool thing here. It's a diversionary tactic, and it has Japanese lyrics, and it's got a techno-rock feel, which if you were around in 1983, and you're surrounded by Thomas Dolby and the Human League, and soon Howard Jones, and all of these techie techno people, the song, I think, hit number 3 on Billboard. It was the perfect song for that moment as far as presentation. And yet, we're still beating our heads about it right now because the current lineup in Styx they want to be the Miss America Styx. They want to be, the Grand Illusion Styx minus Dennis singing. And they were about all these different things. And JY is basically sticking up for this concept album and saying, hey, this is a pretty good album. We've got a diverse band. People don't get tired of what we do. And again, if you look at the arc of where JY went after, supposedly Tommy walked off the stage, and then they wanted Dennis to replace Tommy, and Dennis said, no, we'll wait for Tommy to come back. If he wants to come back, we'll get Styx back together again. That was Dennis. And then in 1990, everybody got tired of waiting, and Tommy was off with the damn Yankees. So Styx put out an album with Glenn Burtnick in place of Tommy Shaw. And guess who was along for the ride? JY. He was there. And although the album didn't sell a ton of copies, it still spawned yet another top 10 hit called Show Me the Way and another top 30 hit called Love at First Sight. So there you have it. Kind of seems pro Styx. This was kind of like an all for one and a one for all kind of moment. All for one and one for all. Just sounds kind of weird saying it that way. But yeah, this is a unified front saying this is our rebuttal to what the media and the politicians are doing to us right now. Fascinating stuff here. Thanks again to Justin for sending me this article. And again, if you want to join Patreon, if you like to hunt down stuff like this, I can't do all of it. I can't cover all of it. But something like this that really sort of counters the prevailing narrative by the current lineup of Styx, it's very interesting to put out there so people have another perspective. Anyway, you can join me over on Patreon. Just click on the little Patreon logo on the banner of this YouTube page, and for $1 a month, you can be part of all of this investigative journalism. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll return soon. Stay tuned.